Hi everybody, it's Christine Bertram, and I'm coming to you live from the Hive here in Fond du Lac, Wisconsin. Are you ready for some Thursday night stamping? I am. It's beautiful out. I kind of wish I was out going for a walk right now, but we need to get some stamping done first. So I know it'll still be light when we get done here. So I just have to make it a point that as soon as I'm done to walk outside, right? That's all it takes. Just leave, leave the building. So yeah, hi Sandy, woohoo. All right, so we have the Beauty of the Earth class tonight, and I'm starting to realize that the summer has finally hit. Oh, everybody's off and out and about doing things because it's nice out. So hopefully you guys are around to catch the replay. Hi Debbie. So we got a full night ahead of us. Hi Tammy. Oh, Tammy's ready. Yay. Woohoo. Hi Stacy Burns. We have a full night ahead. We have the 4 Beauty of the Earth cards that we're going to be working on. Hi Sherry Martin. Hi Faye. And I want to tell you a little bit what's going on, but after we're all done, we have lots of prizes to give away. Hi, Sandy with a Y. So I have Sandy with an I and Sandy with a Y. So we have prizes, you guys. Oh my goodness, I had to write them all down. Otherwise, I would probably forget. Hi, Jeannie. Top fan, Beauty of the Earth drawing for people who placed orders. The B Team Challenge drawing. The monthly creative challenge announcement winner, the class card challenge, and the newsletter. Wow! So hi Mary Carls, hi Julie, hi Kay. So stick around until the very end so we can see who all these big winners are. Hi Angela. Lots going on. So today's July 1st. It is my parents' 49th wedding anniversary. So they are 49 years young in love. I think that's how you might say that. So, you know, like for your birthday, you say you're young versus old. Hi Carissa. Hi Linda. Carissa to the rescue today with the Switcher Studio. Thank you so much. Carissa. So yeah, my parents are on their 49th wedding anniversary today, July 1st, it was 2 days after my mom's birthday. So my mom has 2 big anniversary birthdays, you know, all in the same week usually. So July 1st, though, you know what it is for me? It's my half birthday. So I am officially, young. So, oh yes, hi Kim Sketchfield. So we have, yeah, Stacy, your parents had a 49th wedding anniversary yesterday. That's awesome. It must have been a good time to get married. So it's July 1st. It starts halfway through to the other half of the year. And today starts a new sale. The Designer Series paper is going to be on sale starting today till August 2nd, I believe. It doesn't end July 31st, but it ends, I think, August 1st maybe. Hi, Philly. Kay's not ready for camping. Are you ever ready for camping? Like, you know, you pack and pack and pack, and then you just gotta go. You can't just take everything with you that you think you're gonna need. You just go and you wing it usually. I keep a little container of stuff that I usually take when I travel, and I usually make sure I grab that, and I'm usually good. Hi Donna, thanks for sharing. So it's the start of the Designer Series paper sale, and there are maybe 8 or so select Designer Series papers that are 15% off. So hi Jennifer, hi Ann, hi Karen, and you can get those, you don't have to buy a certain amount, you're just a solid 15% off, and that starts today. I will be publishing my newsletter later tonight. I was waiting to publish the newsletter until we did the drawings tonight for some of the prizes because I want to congratulate some of those winners in the newsletter. So you guys will be proud of me. I have the newsletter written except for adding in names. So I did really, really good. Oh, I just remembered I got to put in the hidden secret question. Sometimes it's not in the form of a question though, if you guys figure me out. I like to be sneaky. So the newsletter will be published hopefully tonight. That's the plan, or by tomorrow morning. Hi, Susan. And in that newsletter, it'll talk about the Designer Series paper. It'll call out which ones are for sale. And for those of you who get an email from me, you'll be getting an email of the newsletter. And if you don't get emails from me, then what I'll do is I'll post on my Facebook page with a link to find it on my website. Hi, Brenda Wood. I always have in the newsletter section, the new I think it's called newsletter. So if you go to my blog on my website, cardsbycrispy.com, and then you click on newsletters, that's where I have over probably 2 years worth of newsletters. So the first one or the most recent one was always at the top. And in that little area of my website is where I'll also post the PDF for the DSP sale. So yay. Patty Stebbins, girl, I got your address and I found your card, and yes, you were a winner of this card right here. So I have it. I found it in the pile, and I will be mailing that to you tomorrow. That is my plan. So hello, Patty. Okay. So also for the mystery card, I wanted to give you guys a little update. Mystery card was on Monday. Nope, it was Tuesday night. It was Tuesday night, and you guys, there's been so many awesome cards that were shared. If you're having a hard time finding it, or you don't know where to find it and you haven't looked yet, you have to go to the Cards by Christine Facebook page, and then you go to the events. So there's little tabs at the top. Somewhere on the page there's tabs like videos, events, discussion, there's stuff. Go to the events link, and you have to now go to my past events because that happened on Tuesday. And you have to go to the past events and then in the discussion. You guys, when I looked yesterday, they were of 150 comments, and at least half of those are pictures. So that means we had 75 pictures. Oh my goodness, it's so awesome. So the mystery card, you guys have until, I told Kelly to put on there till Friday at midnight. She's gonna be sharing our card Saturday morning, and then I'll be doing the drawing sometime over the weekend. I don't know exactly when because it's 4th of July weekend, and I don't know what our plans are yet, but when I can sneak away, oh, you're very welcome, Patty. I'm gonna sneak in an hour sometime this weekend because I will have 5 or 6 card classes to go through with you. I basically have, my goal is to have July's done, and in the books, like I have all the cards ready, but I'll have August done as well. So I'm gonna do a video featuring all of those cards, and then at the end of it, I'll do the drawing for the mystery card winners. So wonderful. Hi, Jean Maxwell. Hi, Trudy. Okay, the new catalog, you guys, and my class schedule is right here. So I can show you guys the covers, but I can't show you the inside, but I can tease with covers. So this is how beautiful it is. It's gorgeous. I've looked through it many times already. If you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or a discount shopper, you'll get this in the mail soon. I got mine not yesterday, but the day before already. And a lot of my team members have been getting theirs as well. So if you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator, you're gonna start getting this in the mail soon. And then the other thing that I'm gonna share with my newsletter is my class schedule. I know you guys can't read this right now. Don't even try to read it. But I have all my monthly classes, my featured suite classes, mystery card classes, ink, paper, scissors, let's just stamp, games and prizes, paper pumpkin, be happy, and the extras in each month listed out on here, you guys. So just know that that is going to be in the email as well. It'll be shared on my newsletter, the newsletter section of my website. Paper is always outdated as soon as it's printed. I think as soon as you drive your car off of the dealership, it's already depreciated. So just remember, paper is the same way. This calendar is to be used as a guideline for what I have for my core classes and pretty much when the dates are. Like things change, like family stuff comes up, and if I need to rearrange to help my mom with something or to help family with something or to celebrate something, I might have to rearrange, and then your paper copy becomes out of date. So always know that the central source of truth for all of my classes is on the Cards by Crispy website. That's my calendar of events. I update that first, and then I update Facebook second, and then the DWBS third. That's the ranking. So just know that the central source of information for my classes is always my website. So if you're a customer to me and you've purchased within the last, 6 months to 3/4 of a year, maybe pushing a year, I guess it depends on the situation, you'll be getting a catalog from me, and I'll be going through my database to see who all those customers are. If I have any questions, if I don't know if you're, if you need one or not, because I always want to make sure catalogs get into the hands of those that need them, and if you already have one, then you're set, and then I don't need to send another one. So I'll be figuring that out this weekend too, because the catalogs got ordered today. I should have them in about 4th of July is in there, so I should have them not next week, but the week after. And then as you guys start to get classes from me, I'll be throwing the catalogs in with your packages. So yay. Oh, Debbie got hers the same day. Yep, Wisconsin bulk mailed. Arrived. Yep, perfect. So some of my team members got theirs Wednesday, some got Tuesday, and some are getting them today. Yes, Sandy, you need to sign up for the new series of classes. We don't want you missing anything. So I have a new class that I'm doing with Diane Bogenhagen. We're designing the cards together. It's called Let's Just Stamp. That's all it is. There's no die cutting. There's no embossing. But the cards are super, super awesome and amazing. I can't lie. When I show the video of when I do the video showcasing the next classes, you guys will see them. There's lots of layers, embellishments, ribbons. So just because there's no die cutting or embossing doesn't mean that the card can't be like a wow card. So So she's doing the in-person classes on date night when I'm going to be off on a date, hopefully. She'll be here in the Hive teaching class. And then I'll be doing the online class with you guys on a Sunday afternoon. So Linda, yes, you wanted to get signed up for Let's Just Stamp, and you also wanted to know what else you were signed up for going into July, and I'll be honest with you, I forgot to look. I have the class list right here though. so when I get done with class, I will make myself a note here to look up Linda for you. It was like a double question. It was, what else am I signed up for, and can I sign up for this one? And I wanted to look and get an answer for you on the one question before I replied on the other question. So I owe you an answer. So the mailed price for the ink, paper, scissors is the same as, it's a 4-card class this month. We're in July. Yes. It's $20, Sandy, if you're doing a check, because you always do a check. If you pay on the website, there's always a convenience fee, and then you'll pay whatever the website says. But so Let's Just Stamp for the month of July is 4 cards, but then going forward, we're trying to keep it to 3. But with how one of the cards was for the Blossoms in Bloom for July, we ended up with 2 cards instead of 1. So yeah, okay, good. Linda, I will be in touch with you. Okay, so Technique Thursday. These are all here. I'm going to flip down, you guys. This is what we got to go through. Top bands. Feline, you made it to the top bands. I don't know what you did, girlfriend, but you're in here. And I think I saw Luann, you're in here too. So yay, you two are the ones that were having some issues with that. So Technique Thursday. Here, you guys. Did you guys did you watch it? Kelly was a little bit frazzled, I think, trying to figure out all the steps. And she did a really good job trying to demonstrate how to do the heat embossing with the powder here. So she mixed, hi Patricia, she did good. I was probably being like a little mother hen over her shoulder, but like working stuff because she was here right before class was yesterday. And so I was listening and I was trying to tell her things like, don't forget this and don't forget that. And she was probably like distracted. But hi Tessa, how's my Beezy doing? So this is strawberry Kool-Aid mixed with clear embossing powder. So that is sitting here because I want to use it, but honestly, guys, the whole room here smelled like strawberry Kool-Aid. Hi, Bonnie. So, hey, K-Beer. So she did a beautiful card. So, this was Technique Thursday. Hi, Margaret. So, a little story about that. Bonnie was at class last night, and she said that she thought, to give credit where credit is due, she was up late one night watching a YouTube video, and she thinks it came from Poodles, Sam Hammond, who is in the UK. So Poodles Craft Forum, I'm not exactly sure, it's Poodles. She was watching, so that's where credit is due. She did it on something else, and so Bonnie, that's where the inspiration came from, and Bonnie demoed it at the team meeting on Sunday, and we are all like goo goo gaga over it, so it was awesome. So if you guys missed Tip Tuesday, I don't know if I remember. Oh, the stamps, storing the stamps in the cases. Change. Watch it if you need some guidance on that. So, oh yes. Okay, it was a great card. So let me flip down one more time so you guys can see that. So it's awesome. Awesome. Okay, so I think we're about ready. I think I got all through my notes here. Oh, next week. You guys, next week, I don't have a class per se. During the 4th of July week, I have found through the years, over probably the last 4 years, people are busy. It is a holiday weekend. People are camping, going on vacation, traveling. So I did my last in-person class last night, and I don't have in-person class again now until, I can change the calendar. Usually mom comes and does that. She hasn't been here all week. There was no class to prep for, so she had the week off pretty much. So my next in-person class is July 12th. The swap card showcase is next week, July 8th. So I'll have some team swap cards to share with you and some other colleagues that I stamp with. And then the next live we have is the 15th, and that's the July monthly card making class. So you guys should get on the horn and get signed up for that if you haven't already. So I can start to mentally prepare on that. So, all right, are you guys ready to stamp? Let's stamp. Tyler always says it so funny, like stamp, Miss Stamp. So Randy, yay, from Southwest Michigan. Okay, so tonight is the Beauty of the Earth bundle suite class, and this the suite Beauty of the Earth is in the annual catalog. I'll grab it really quick. I always like to show you guys really quick, give you a boob shot. All right, I got my Kona shirt on from the brewery. It's so soft. I haven't washed it a lot yet, so it's still soft. You know, as soon as you wash clothes, they get all pilly and then they're not so soft. So, so I'm so excited. The shirt's still soft. All right, so Beauty of the Earth is on page 11 and 10 of the annual catalog. So I don't know if you guys realized it, but with the annual catalog, they shrunk down their suites to be less things. They have a bundle, they have the designer series paper, and they have usually one other item. In this case, it's the embossing folder. So this is the bark embossing folder. So those that have the class with me, there were 2 cards where this was used on. And that was done for you already. Very, very nice. It kind of reminds me of the old world paper that was just retired, that embossing folder. The designer series paper. Hi, Susie Snow. Okay, there's Angela. So you guys, it's really funny. So I feel like sometimes your names pop in and out, but I've already said hi to you, and so I don't want to miss you. So I may sometimes say hi to you twice. So, oh yeah. So Beauty of the Earth is 12 by 12 designer series paper. These are the front and backs of each of the 6 sets of paper, and then these are all the coordinating colors. Very, very pretty. I love this is one of my favorite suites. So that's why I picked it to be the first suite featured out of the annual catalog. So, so there's only 3 things in that suite. Basically the bundle, the embossing folder, and the paper, because the annual catalog is geared more towards beginner and casual crafters. So the stamp set looks like this. It's called Beauty of Friendship. The dies are what's awesome. You guys, a lot of your kits have a lot of the die action going on. Hi, Charlotte from Pennsylvania. So you got your trees, this one right here. You've got that a couple times used. Almost everything got used a bunch. So I did pull in on one of the cards. Kelly, sorry, I caught myself with air. I think that this DSP is definitely what part of the sale. So this designer series, what Kelly's saying is you get 15% off of this pack of paper. So instead of $11.50, it's $9.78, I think. Hi, Roxanne. Okay, so I brought in the stitched rectangles here. So that's what's used on that card. Otherwise, I kind of kept it all in the family of the suite. I did pull in a circle punch here. Guys, circle punches they're classics. You got to have some circle punches in your arsenal. So this is just a 1-inch circle punch, and it's pearlescent paper. Otherwise, I pulled in a banner punch right here. There's a banner punch that will banner punch those, but I have yours already done for you. And then otherwise everything's contained. So, okay, let's get this stuff out of the way. And I tried to design them with summer, winter, autumn, or fall, and then spring. So I tried to represent all the different seasons here in Wisconsin. So, okay, I gotta show you guys a little something I did special on this card. This is what I call the spring card. Okay, so let's do roll call really quick. Hi, Gail from Virginia. Okay, you guys, we've got a big class. And I'm excited to say it doesn't happen very often. You guys know that you've been kind of with me for all these months. I don't generally have card kits left going into a class. I have card kits. I over forecasted because I thought to myself, if I have extra kits of this class, I can make these up. I have 10 extra sets of these cards, and they would be free with a $40 minimum purchase using my host code. You got to make sure you got to add that host code before you check out. The host code's down on the slip of paper when you flip down, or they'd be free with a $20 payment with check option like Zelle, PayPal, Friends and Family, Venmo. You can get it through my website. It charges a convenience fee. So you guys, 10. So I felt so bad after the paper pumpkin night. I had like 8 people reach out to me for the 3 paper pumpkins I had. So I had to turn people away. So I have 10. So I don't think that I'll have to turn anybody away if the normal number of people ask me for kits after a class. So ask away. Now that I'm saying to ask, you guys probably won't. But just know, if you've even done this kit and this class with me right now and you want to do another one, another order would get another set of cards for free. So anyways, okay. We have Deanne Estelle, Sandy Wicklander, Faye Gabi, Kay Warren, Lynn Beasley, Judy Bobo, Angela Knutson, Barb Barco, Brenda Wood, Carmen Melendez, Rachel Horsch, Mary Carls, Dar McCarthy, Debbie Schultz, Lila Erickson, Stacy Burns, Jennifer Jones, Karen Wetstein, Vicki Bomber, Tammy Steckling, Mary Bowman, Angela Orvis, Bonnie Grablin, Danny Olson, who can't be with us. She messaged me right before class. Susan Pacheco, Gloria Roslin, Pat Kufel-Evan, Amy Ponce, Leslie McMinn, and Jeannie Parker. Woohoo! You guys, 32 people, all in all. So let's get the party started. Okay, here's what we got, guys. Hi, Cheryl Thomas from Ohio. Hi, Lisa. Yes, usually they will sell out, yes. And hopefully these do too. But if not, I've got lots of beautiful naturey cards. So, all right, you guys. For those doing the class with me, let's open up your kits. There's a lot of pieces in all of these, it seems. There was so much die cutting. Thank you to Anna and Pat for helping out with all the die cutting and embossing like they usually do. Your card base is Early Espresso, score and fold in the center. So it's 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Grab your bone folder and you guys can burnish that edge. I'll stick that back in there. Now, you have 2 pieces of white paper in here. Yeah, so Linda, as you're watching, pay attention to see how many stamps from the set you really need. All right, Debbie, we'll see you later. You only need a sentiment here on this card, and you can stamp whatever you want on the inside. So Linda, and anybody else who is afraid to get this set of cards as a free class for an order or for paying for it, because you don't have the stamps, just pay attention throughout the entire night and you're gonna see that you can get by without these stamps. So these 2 pieces of white paper are the same size. They're 4 by 5 1/4. One will go on the outside and one will go on the inside. And then you're gonna have a piece of designer series paper. So when I originally designed this card, you can see here, I designed it with the blue being the entire mat, basically. Well, as I started to prep for this class, I used this paper 3 other times and in other classes, and by the time I got to this card, I thought, oh crap, I don't have enough paper unless I improvise. And so I improvised, everybody. I'm gonna show you how you can go a little bit further. This is a DSP, a training session here. I did maybe one of the weeks I was in Hawaii, I talked about cutting designer series paper. Everybody has a piece that looks like this. It is actually 4 by 3 13/16. It is not 4 by 4. But think 4 by 4 would get you 9 pieces out of a 12 by 12. If I had done this for everybody, I would have gotten 6. On 60 kits, I saved paper. So watch what we're gonna do here. So this is 3 13/16 wide so that you can end up with this white border. The 4 inches goes the long way, and you can kind of tell because your clouds have a horizontal wave to them. I did my best not to cut them like this. If they end up like that, I didn't mean to, but I'm pretty sure I spot checked them all that they were going the right way. And then what I did to improvise on this card is I gave everybody, and I cut this one very short. Hey Judy Bobo, I gave everybody a piece of old olive that is 1 inch and it's banner punched, and it's gonna go behind this. This is designer series paper here. It's part of the beauty of the earth. All the DSP tonight is part of the beauty of the earth. So what you're gonna do is you're gonna take your little green tag, you're gonna adhere them together, and you're gonna put that like this so that you can't see that the blue doesn't go down all the way to the bottom. Perfect, keep settling in, girlfriend. So that's what I did, I improvised. So we can go ahead and let's put this together so you can see what I'm talking about. So I am going to use a couple dimensionals here. If you don't want to use dimensionals, you can by all means use liquid glue, but I'm gonna adhere this onto here just so that you can see about 1/8 of an inch of the old olive paper sticking out of it, okay? And then you can go ahead and adhere your designer paper. It's so hard. This is so pretty. I'm so sad I'm covering this up right now, but I have to. It's part of the card. I need the blue sky. So another way to get the sky look is to use blending brushes as well. So you could always do blending brushes on the Whisper or the basic white paper. Okay, so then what we're gonna do is we're gonna adhere this onto here, and I still want my margin. So I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna adhere it so that you still see that margin on the bottom. I'm not gonna do another set of dimensionals because I've got it kind of popping out in the wind. So we're gonna go ahead and put a little bit of adhesive. So you guys, I believe I gave you in your kits this much of old olive. I don't know why I gave myself the schnibble there, but it's a schnibble. Okay, so try to get that lined up nice, and your banner's gonna overhang slightly over the edge. It's okay because you have the card base that it can overhang onto, okay? Give that a second to adhere. And then what we can do is adhere this onto our card base. So you guys gotta just kind of finagle your banner to make sure it doesn't overhang over the edge of your card on the left side. Excuse me. Okay, so now you can't even tell that that white or the designer paper didn't go all the way because it looks like there's that edge on there. Okay. Now your tree. So this is part of the die set. That's the background piece. So it's this one right here. And then the tree is die cut for you. And that's right there. And then there's this detailed one right there. You guys, this is the designer series paper. So this green piece is a different sheet than this one. And the paper all comes like 3-tone, 4-tone. So you can see this is the same piece as this. Some of you will get a little bit lighter of leaves. Some of you will get a little bit darker. So it's like just everybody got different. And what we're gonna do, this tree is gonna get attached to the top. A lot of people were trying to attach it like that. It looks like a Smurf hat. I don't know, or like a troll. I don't know. It doesn't go that way. I caught 3 people. We rearranged them. It goes like this, and then this will go over the top. And by doing that, you get to see some of the brown tree branches coming through. So what I would do is glue. You don't need a lot. I'm gonna try to find some of the bigger areas, but it's gonna be hard. If you guys have your sponge with liquid glue, like, and sponging it, that works really good, but I'm just cherry picking a few of the branches to put a little glue on them. When you put this down, you just don't want to wiggle it all over the place. Just kind of set it on there and don't move it. Just squish it. And then what's going to happen is this piece goes over the top of it. You might have to poke out of here a little bit if there's any pieces that need poking. And then what I did, let's find our glue scissors. Oh, that's ribbon. We are going to take some smaller pieces here. And I liked popping up in the center where there's a little bit bigger space that you can fit these in. but I'm cutting myself some small little ones here, some small little guys that can go right in these middle sections. That's all I'm doing, is putting a few in the middle. Pick them off, and then we're gonna add a little bit of liquid glue around the edges slightly. So not a lot. You know, they say dot, dot, not a lot. So what's happening is I'm giving it a little bit of popping up in the middle. Hi, Chris Duderenki, long time no see. I'm popping it up in the middle slightly, and then gluing the edges flat. And this is another one, when you set this down, you don't want to wiggle it all over the place. Just want to set it down, and then you're going to make sure that the sides go flat, and then it's hard to see dimension in a camera, but once I get this sticking down here, I'm going to put it up to the camera a little bit closer so you guys can see that by popping up just those few middle pieces, I don't know if you can see that. Maybe you can't, but it's popped up right in the middle section there. Okay, so now that we have that done, that's gonna go onto the card right here, and it's glued flat. So just put a little bit of liquid glue. Now, if you like to pop, just go for it. You can put dimensionals on the back if you wanna see some more height, but otherwise, I'm just gonna put a little bit of glue there. It's pretty much centered left to right, and I'm about, I don't know, like good 3/8 from the top edge of the card here. So something like that. Then the little birdies, bird, 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 bird's the word. I'm gonna find my little dimension. So there's two birds. In this die set, there's two birds and they face each other. And they cut out at the same time. So just know that the birds should face each other. So the rubbly side is the bottom and the smooth side is the top. And I've got this little guy or girl, whatever, hanging out over there. And then this one is hanging out over here. I mean, you could put them closer together, but they look like they're socially distancing in the tree on opposite ends. Like a good married couple that they don't like to sit next to each other anymore. Okay, so Stella them up good. And then if you want to Stella your whole tree, you guys, I'm not going to forget about the Stella tonight. So go ahead, put Stella all over. Our sentiment, you guys, we're almost done at this point. Wow, we just have to do our inside and our sentiment. You guys each have a piece, I think it's 5/8. It's kind of what I did a lot of these at, 5/8 for this one. Hi, Amy. I bannered your end for you, and you're going to have to trim off some from the side. So leaving the bannered end where you want it, I've got this over here, more to the right, and then it allows you to see a little bit more green. So in this stamp set, there are a bunch of different sentiments. Thinking of you, I believe in you, hello, you truly inspire me, thank you, friendship refreshes the soul. I will primarily be using the thinking of you and thank you tonight because those are what I like to use on these cards. And so I have the thinking of you here, and they're photopolymer stamps, so I am going to bring out the piercing mat. And the ink that you're going to want to use is early espresso or some sort of brown ink. Making sure that your stamp is nice and straight. Save a little bit of room for the thread that's on, oh, you guys can't see that. There's a little bit of thread on that side right there. So I am going to stamp this about that distance away from the bannered end. Like that. And let's set that there. As long as I have the brown ink open, I'm gonna go for the other brown things here. Okay, so we have a tree on the inside, and then we have the tree top. So in the stamp set, there is a tree, the trunk. All right, Amy, we'll catch you later. And then you can go ahead and stamp that. Now, you can stamp it all the way up so that the whole tree is on, or you can stamp it a little bit lower so that it's kind of partly off the page. That's quite all right. So that's it for the brown. And then for the green, there's two of these that are different, but they look the same. They're for texture. One on the left is more solid, and the one on the right is a little more detailed. So I'm going to show you on this piece of paper what they look like. Like, you can see, in the stamp itself, it's got a solid and then it's got detail. And then this one, hi Melanie Foy. That's what that one looks like. So you could do that one by itself, or you could even add this one over the top of it and get a more full, lustrous tree. So completely up to you. I wouldn't do that one by itself. If you did that one, I would go back and I would do a second one over the top of it. So I would definitely do the one that's more solid first. And if you like that look, you could leave it just like that. But what you could do is take the one that's more detailed and go right over the top, okay? And then there is, get out of there. Hang on, guys. The struggle is real to get that little guy off there. Now we got ink everywhere. So there's another little guy in your stamp set that looks like this. That can be used to make it look like there's grass that your tree is growing in. Nice, right? Okay, so that's what we have for stamps. We can go ahead and let's move this out of the way. So when I do thinking of you cards, I like to leave the inside blank. The friendship refreshes the soul. That one would go really nicely in there. And I'm gonna leave mine blank though, so whoever gets this card can use it however they want. So this one right here, now that you have that stamped, you can kind of guess that you need to cut off a little bit. We're gonna set this like that so you don't get a glare. Oh, you got a glare. There. You need a little bit of white space on the side so that you can wrap your twine. So you have some linen thread in your kit. So I don't like to just cut freehand. I like to usually use paper as a guide. So I'll get this nice and straight here. And then what I'll do is I'll flip this over, grab my ribbon scissors, and then trim it. And that helped me stay aligned with the edge of the paper. So it should have cut a nice smooth edge there. People like to pull out their paper trimmers as well. So grab about like an inch to like maybe an inch and a half to 2 so that you have something to tie it with. And you're gonna wrap this around 3 times like that. Now this is where it comes in really handy if you have the buddy system. Off to baseball. We'll see you later, Norm. Hi, Carmen. You're not late. You're on time. We just got started. So if you have a buddy that can hold this down so that can help you, that's awesome. But if you don't, you kind of got to be like just strategic about holding it with one finger and then tying a knot. All you're doing is tying a knot, and then you're going to have a couple little loose tails. You can rearrange this however you want so that they're close together or further apart, but get them where you want them. And once you have them where you want them, you can put a dimensional on the bannered end. And because there's thread there, or the linen thread, what I'm going to do is use tear and tape right here. That will help hold that down. And I think I'm going to use 2 runs. Well, I'm going to use 2 right next to each other that go right over, because that'll really hold that linen thread down. Okay, so we've got that prepped. Take that waxy paper off. The glue dots would work fine too. Yep, you got it. Glue dots work perfectly fine. So now I've got this all the way to the white. So it is aligned on the white side here. Down a little bit further so you can see some of the tree trunk. Perfect. And then take your scissors. Hi, Julie. Make sure that that's nice and tight. Okay, and then take your scissors and you can snip your ends. And then in your kit, you should have 2 genial gems. So my card here, you guys are going to be like, whoa, 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 what happened to 3? You're supposed to use odd numbers. Well, there was just, it looked good with 2 because this over on this side complemented that side. So you guys, I only gave you 2 because I put 2 on mine. So you got 2 green genial gems in your kit. There are a small and a big one, but I think I gave everybody, so they come with small on one side and big on the other. I think I cut 2 for everybody so that you have 2 big or 2 small usually. So, all right, Linda, look at that. I bet you have a sentiment that would fit there. That's it, nothing crazy. So just don't forget your Stella. Hi, Charlene. There's Deanne watching. So yeah, so you guys, every now and then you pop in with the names, and so I see your names pop. So that's why I might say hi to you guys twice. One down. Woohoo! All right, now let's do, Do we want to do that one or this one? We'll do this one. Okay, so this one is my summary card. The other one could have been summer too, but I called this one my summary card. Your base on here is crumb cake. Oh my gosh, I am loving the Jenny L. Gems 2 Melanie. I used 4 different types of embellishments on these 4 cards, but they're pale papaya and soft succulent, and they're faceted, like, so they have this crystally look to them. They're so pretty. And I like the 2 different sizes are awesome. Oh, you're on vacation. That's right, Deanne. Haha. So replays, that's what replays are good for. So you have your crumb cake card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. Burnish your edges. So now your inside is still that 4 by 5 1/4, so that's your inside mat. Your outside mat is the same size. The size is 4 by 5 1/4, but it's early espresso and it's embossed with the bark embossing folder. So that's super cool. I like this one a lot. And then you guys have a piece of your designer paper is 2 by 5 1/4, I believe. Oh, maybe it's even 1.5. Nope, it is 2. 2 by 5 1/4, and so the one side has like oak leaves, I think, and then the other side is the bark look of the trees, the tree rings, and that's gonna go right on our mat like that. So there's nothing saying, we're gonna get glue happy right away, guys. Let's glue this one down and have one less thing loose on the table. So that just gets tucked in here. You have a little baby margin on the top, the left, and the bottom. Okay. You guys should have a piece of the crumb cake linen baker's twine in your kit. There's your 1-inch pearlescent paper, you guys. This is pearlescent paper. It's not very porous, so we're actually going to do that right away. And then in your kit, you have a tree that's already die cut for you, and you have a tree top that's die cut. Now, on this card, you can see that I stamped on here. So, for those that are unsure about this kit, you could definitely get by without stamping on your tree. Now, everybody's tree tops are going to look slightly different. Like, you can tell that this one's a little darker than this one. It's the kind of designer paper where it's got some darks and some lights all mixed together. Let's get rid of this guy right away. And then we're going to go ahead and start doing our blending brushes. So, if you guys have been watching me since the beginning of June, we've got our blending brush activity going on. We had the chicken class, and that was game night. We did a lot of blending that night. We did for the pan, what else did we do? We did something else afterwards that we did blending. So this is another card, 2 of these cards actually. We're gonna be doing the blending brushes. So let's grab this back and flip this over. Oh, that's really dirty. Let's grab a clean one. It's always better to see when it's clean. So this is a stitched rectangle that's already die cut for you. And you're gonna have to grab one of your blending brushes. So this is gonna, you guys, you can tell I use these for blue. Oh man, they got really bluey. I rinsed them out and rinsed them out and rinsed them out, and I rinsed them out even more. They stayed blue. So, well, you guys are gonna need Balmy Blue and Old Olive and Daffodil Delight. Those are the 3 colors I used, and we're gonna actually start with, we talked about Daffodil Delight first. When you're doing this pearlescent paper, it's not very porous like white paper or any kind of cardstock. The color's not gonna wanna sink into it. So you're gonna want to do that kind of in the beginning, and just know that you don't wanna touch it very much because it'll get schmeary. It just, like if you wipe your hand over this, it'll be all full yellow, I promise. So what we're doing is trying not to touch it very much, and then when you've got it how you want it, just move it off to the side. And then that's it for yellow for tonight. We're not gonna be using yellow for anything else. We have another card we're gonna use those 2 on. So I'm just gonna move this back there. And then we're going to do, let's do green next. No, let's do blue next. You guys, like, let's go with the lighter one first. So just know that the more you use your blue for this, your ink pad's gonna get dried out. I had a bigger class last night and everybody had 2 cards that they needed to blend, and so I re-inked my ink pads a couple times. So we're gonna start off the edge of the paper and work our way on. Now I just cleaned this brush last night, so there's not a lot of, there's no ink in it really, so it takes a little bit to get your brush kind of conditioned to get full of ink. And we're gonna see here what's happening. So you can see little by little, there's just a little blue that's on that edge of the paper. Everybody, you can see as your ink pad gets used, it gets lighter in the middle here. So I'm gonna go to the edges and try to get some ink. And I'm starting off the edge of the paper and working my way onto it. And I'm going in a circular motion so that I don't get streaky lines. And you're gonna see where your edging is. That's gonna, like the stitching, that's gonna pick up some color faster than the inside of it. I think you can see that now, guys. The edge, if I hold this like this, you guys can see that the blue edges are showing off more than on the inside. So going down to about, I don't know, 3/4 of an inch to an inch from the bottom side, because we wanna get grass over there. So just know that the more that you add of color, the darker it is gonna get. And it's easier to add color than it is to remove color. So little by little, my brush started to take on ink, and now it's starting to blend better. But my edge is really taking up a lot of the color. It actually looks really cool. My other one didn't quite do it like that, but if you guys see that, I don't know, let's here, hold this. Can you see that the edge took the darker blue? Here it looks cool. So keep adding the color until you have it as dark as you want it. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. So this one, you're gonna need to use blue again. So keep that handy, the fall card uses blue. Now I know that this looks like there's a lot of blue going on in here, but I can tell you that I washed it out. It's pretty clean as far as I know. My green pad is super juicy, so it's gonna take color really fast. And I'm trying to get the color, you don't have to necessarily blend a lot because that tag is there. The fence, haha. Vanessa was in class on Saturday with her husband. It was their anniversary, so that was her treat, is that he came to a card class with her. And so it was his first time here. And he did these cards on Saturday, and he said that this looked like a fence, and that all we would have had to do was tie them together to make it look like barbed wire. So I thought, well, that was really creative. That's a good idea. So I've got my green coming up to my blue. So I'm happy with that. I'm gonna leave it right there and call it done. So we'll set those there, and then we'll set this over here because we'll need that in a bit. Okay. You guys, in your kit, you're gonna have a little thinking of you tag. It's from this die kit, from the dies. And I'm like, whoa, where's mine? I'm looking all over for it, so I don't see mine. So let's see if I have one. I can rob Peter to pay Paul. Let's see if I have one in here. Hang on. Nope, I don't have one in there either. Interesting. So I've got a couple of them cut out, but it's gonna require me to, oh man, it's gonna require me to leave to go over to the middle of the classroom, and I'm gonna have to walk really, really slow. So we'll hang tight until I have to do that. So, okay, what we can do is put our little bit of baker's twine down on our card. So I'm gonna prep my tear and tape here on the side. Now this is my magical, don't give you a lot of ribbon because we're conservative. So your ribbon is not gonna wrap around 3 times, but what you're gonna do is start one little end here on the side, make sure it catches your tear and tape, and you're gonna bring it to the other side, catch your tear and tape, and then loop back. So you just made a little loop. And now I'm gonna come back to this side, catch your tear and tape, make yourself a little loop, and you have enough to make it back to the other side. So you just gotta make sure you catch your tear and tape. So that's what we've got for our ribbon conservation tonight. So you can see we didn't waste any ribbon right there at all. But you don't want that falling apart on you, so definitely grab some tear and tape or your double-sided, and I'm gonna put it over the top, but I'm not gonna take the wax paper off. I'm gonna leave that just like using it like regular tape, because we are going to use dimensionals, and if we had taken that tape off, it would wanna stick to the paper there, and I don't want it to stick to the paper there. So grab those, we're gonna put 6, I wanna put one more right there. So that, you can pick off your dimensional backs. Again, leave your tear and tape if that's what you're using. If you're using regular Scotch tape, you don't have to worry about it. This is going to go onto our card front. I pretty much have it centered top to bottom, left to right. So that'll go there. Oh man, wait. You guys are like, what about the sun? Okay, hang tight. What you're gonna do, you'll put a little dot of glue right on your corner here. Be careful with your sun though, again, it still might be smeary. So what you're gonna do is just set that on your corner, trying not to press your fingers into it. I'm using my nail to press it down. And once it's nice and secure, you can take it and then grab your paper scissors, and you're just gonna trim the sides off. Okay, so that's how I did the sun. You can see that this one has a lot more yellow. The one on the left, I got that yellower. More yellowy, I don't know. So now that you have your sun, now go ahead and put that back down on here. Oh, I almost missed that step. I would have had to improvise. There's always a way to make it work, but that was easier to do it like that. Again, I'm trying not to touch that sun because I don't want to smear it. Okay, so then our tree is next. So this little guy is ultimately going to go right here. I did not pop it up, and then this guy will go over the top. So there is one little bit of stamping done here, and it's using that more detailed green right here. So if you don't want to do that, you don't have to. I'm sure it will look perfectly fine not having any stamped on it, but we're going to use the old olive ink pad. It's already die cut for you. You're using a photopolymer stamp, so you can just hover over the top of it and then go for it. Shut your eyes and go for it, right? Okay, so you're just adding a little bit of definition to that designer series paper with that detailed stamp. And then what I would do is glue that together. So put a little bit of liquid glue right on the tree, like that. So I'm attaching these things together, and then I'm gonna put them onto the card base. So this is what I did have happen to me on my sample too. You guys, there's gonna be one little schnibbin that's sticking out right there. Just nip it off. It's okay. It won't hurt it. So take it and just trim it off. If you would have put that up like and covered it up, you would have seen weirdness on the bottom here. So just cut that little schnibbin off. That's what I would say. Okay, we're gonna pop that up, and we're gonna use 3-dimensional, so like that. Now, my tree is gonna be popping out, but my trunk is gonna be flat. So, and the trunk is gonna be, it's actually underneath the ribbon. So you could just sneak it under there, but I'm gonna put a little bit of liquid glue on here. Hi, Janet Furtek. Hi, Melanie. We're gonna put a little bit of liquid glue right there. And then as I slide that in, I'm gonna make sure I go straight down so that I don't get liquid glue all over the place. I'm gonna just go like that. Figure out where I want it to go. Okay, we're doing good. The inside, I'm skipping the sentiment for right now. Our inside is kind of like the other card. So grab your piece of paper for blending, and we're gonna make sure that we get the bottom corner here with a little bit of greenery. Let's see if I get some ink on here. Hi, Linnea, happy Thursday. We're gonna put a little bit of grass on the bottom edge of this card. You could do just like you did on the last card where you used the stamp. That would be perfectly fine as well. You could get by without doing anything. But we're gonna do that and grab your brown ink. You're gonna stamp your trunk just like you did the last one. I think I did this 3 times on each of these cards on the inside. So we're gonna do a tree like that. And then we're gonna get back and do the green again. So we're gonna grab the old olive. Now, if you have pear pizzazz, that will be perfectly fine. If you have garden green, I bet garden green would actually look really pretty as well. So we're gonna go with this more solid image first over the top. And then I'm gonna do the detail. There we go. So this one, you can go ahead now and glue that on the inside. Hi Karen, thanks so much for sharing the video, I appreciate it. And then that goes right there. So we haven't done the sentiment yet, okay? I've been putting that off because I think I have some die cut over there. So you guys gotta give me like 10 seconds and I'm gonna try to go really slow so I don't lose my camera. Hang on. Okay, so this is the little die that comes in the set. So everybody has one of those in this kit already. That was already die cut for you. So that's the die right here. Okay, so and I had it sitting right on the Big Shot or the Stampin' Cut and Emboss machine, the Boss, ready. So let's see here. The Thinking of You fits in there really nicely, and that's what I have there. If you guys want to do a different sentiment, if you have like a thank you fits in there, happy birthday, like a skinny happy birthday, I think I'm going to do the Thinking of You because it fills it in really nicely. So grab your espresso ink, and that's going to go right in the middle. So I'm not going to put a white piece of paper down. You guys can see it's so much easier to stamp when you can see a dark area around your white paper. Okay? So how did I put this on, you're wondering? Inquiring minds want to know. So you can see it's kind of nestled on top of, so here, a little bit different, you guys. Everybody's are going to end up a little different. My twine was a little bit closer to the bottom edge. On this card, it was up a little higher. So for this one, I think I might put the sentiment down here, because if I put it up here, it's going to be maybe crowding the tree a little. So I'm actually going to put it something like this, and I'm going to have it hanging off the side like that. So what I'm going to do is, because there's linen, or the baker's twine is here, I'm going to use a track, a dimensional track. And we're going to put that along the bottom edge of it. And then we're going to put glue dots along the top, I think. So by putting this track along the bottom, that twine has a little bit of height to it, so that kind of helps compensate. And you don't want to use liquid glue with the twine, and tear and tape would be too hard to put through there. So we're going to grab the glue dots, grab your picky tool, that will definitely help. Grab a couple glue dots and put them, I would put it at the top, well, like the left, the middle, and then the right side. And then that will stick to the card. Now, here's the thing. You're going to have a little bit overhanging on the side here. You can either leave that, or you could use another little bit of dimensional and make it a double stack on the side. So that's what I did. I put a little, I call it a double stack when I take 2 dimensionals and I put them on top of each other, like a double stuffed Oreo. So now we can set that, and I want to see a couple of the layers of the ribbon. So I did it so I could see 2 layers of ribbon, and then I covered up the one, and it's, I got the double stack on the side here, so that's helping that little end stay up. We got the glue dots along the top, and we got the track of dimensional. Where is it? Right there. You can kind of see it. Oh, we got rhinds, we got some gems. Okay, so you guys, they have something called silver and clear epoxy shapes. They come in clear and silver. And I think for your to-go kits, I gave everybody the silver ones. You could see them better on the, oh, we need that. So if you look at this, I took all the clear. Hi, Yolanda. The clear ones are kind of harder to see where the silver ones stand out. There's teardrops, there's diamonds, and there's circles. So I think for the most part, everybody that's watching live got teardrops, and I kind of ran out of them in class, and so people were using diamonds, and diamonds look just fine too. Some people weren't even putting anything on their card because they thought it was more manly. Not having the bling on it, which it's everybody's prerogative what they want to put on their card. So I'm going to put 3 diamonds because that's what I have. But you really, when you look at it, you probably can't even tell the difference that the ones on the right are diamonds and the ones on the left are teardrops. The sky is crying. So it's like a nice, beautiful summery day, and then it's starting to think about raining. That's what's going on there. Hi, Wendy. I missed your guys' family karaoke night, but I saw all the pictures. It looked amazing. Okay, you guys, we got 2 cards done. Woohoo, we're making tracks now. Okay, so the next card is I was calling it the fallsy card, like it's fall or autumn card. And oh man, this was people had favorites last night and on Saturday, and it was, this one was a favorite, and the next one is a favorite. So this one also uses the crumb cake card base, 8.5 by 5.5, scored at 4 1/4. I think all of these are that, except for the last one, which is so this is a hamburger style. The last one's going to be the hot dog style. All right, so you got your card base ready to go. So you have an inside white mat. That is your 4 by 5 1/4. So we'll leave that in there so we don't lose it. So the scalloped contours dies, you guys, I love them. I've been using them so much. And you're gonna have to do a little pokey tool action here, poking out that and the edge. Go around and poke out whatever needs to get poked out. So this color is Mary Merlot. That's gonna go right on our card base. Hi, Barbarka, woohoo! You have another tree, just like you did on the first card, and I've already, there you can see the Stella. You guys see that? That's what we talk about when we say Stella. You can see that shimmery on the tree. It's not here, but it's down here. Stella threw up all over this tree. That's Stella. Okay, so in your kit, you're also going to have this. Now, this is also designer series paper, and it's die cut. And so this is a sheet of 12 by 12, and you could get 4 times 4, 16, probably 20 of these out of one sheet. And that complements the Mary Merlot. You have this pterodactyl. It is a butterfly from the Quiet Meadow, and when you look at it in relationship to the tree, it looks like a pterodactyl. Sorry, that's how my mind rolls. It was like, I thought it looked pretty, but then in class people said it was a little bit big for the card. But I'm like, you know, it's all relative. So this piece of basic white is just cut so that it fits inside your scalloped contour die here, so it just makes a picture frame. You have a piece of art floral ribbon that's 4 inches long, which is going to be for the front, and then you'll have a piece like this, which is your sentiment piece. Okay, so first things first, let's get our blending out of the way, and we need to grab this sheet back. So we're making our sky again, and we're doing blue, the balmy blue for the top, and we're going to do garden green on the bottom, and we're going to try to make it to wherever this point is right here. So where the sky met the ground on this card and the last card, I don't know if you guys noticed it, but that's where I put the tags so that you couldn't really see where they met in the middle. So if you don't have the blending brushes, or if you don't have balmy blue ink, if you don't have anything to add blue to your sky area, it would look fine having the background white too. So don't think you have to do the blue for your background. I just I am a card maker who likes things to look realistic, I think is maybe the word for it. So this looked to me like there should be sky back here. So I put sky. So I'm trying not to pick up any of my yellow and green from the edge of my color here. That can happen if you've got green over here. So I'm trying to be very diligent about not rolling over the edge of the paper here. Normally, if you guys remember from the chicken class, I had 3 different pieces of paper. One for the blues, one for the green, and one for the yellow. So I'm gonna try not to hit any of the green over there. Hi, Sandy. All right, so we're just adding. Hey, Brenda Loveless. Okay, I think that I'm happy with that. You guys, you can keep adding more blue if you want, but I feel like that gave me enough blue. I'm happy with that. And then you gotta go back and get a little more green. My green's over here. Okay, so now I'm gonna find my green section here. And when I'm doing this, I'm trying not to hit the blue. I'm gonna do a little bit more on the bottom. And then when you do to the blue, it's like you want to come up to it, but you don't want to swirl the blue back into the green because cross-contaminating blue and green isn't the greatest. So I'm trying just to get a little bit of blue there. If you end up with a little bit of a white line there, it's not a big deal. Yes, Angela, very good call. We played, yeah, we used, you guys got the blending brushes in your goodie bags for that game night. Brenda, better late than never. You are so correct. So there we've got the green bottom. Oh, in the inside, what's the inside look like? Oh, I wasn't looking for that. Okay, so the inside on this one can be very much like the other inside, where we can put a little bit of greenery right on the bottom here, so our tree is growing in some grass, just like that. Okay, as long as we've got this handy, let's go ahead and stamp another tree, you guys. This tree stamp got a workout with this class. He is adorable. I love this little tree. So we're gonna do this tree slightly different though. So you're gonna stamp your brown like you did on the last one, but now, instead of doing green with green, we're gonna do green with Merlot. So, because in the fall, here, you get a mixture, your leaves turn different colors. So, I'm gonna do stamp off on this and just get a light little bit of green. Hi, Marcia. So I'm gonna get a light layer of green right there. And then I'm going to top it off with Mary Merlot instead though. So watch this. So the more detailed one, we just had used it with green. And now we're gonna do the Mary Merlot. Very cool color. So that's gonna go right over the top of it. Like that. So now we've got our fall tree on the inside. A mixture with the Old Olive and Mary Merlot. Okay. Sentiment. Let's do that because we're working on inking right now. So let's bring back our little sentiment tag here. And I'm gonna do thinking of you on this. So this one also had a little baby hello in it, which we're gonna use on the next card. So not lots of cute little words for the outsides. So thinking of you. So there's a rough edge and then a rolled edge. The rolled edge here has a little divot all the way around. And what you can do is make sure that's facing up. Okay, so you've got your thinking of you ready. So I think we're done with all of our stamping. Okay, let's start on the assembly. So this is gonna work a little bit similar to the last card. Mary Merlot's your absolute favorite. Yeah, you're gonna, Glinda, like, I should put this card like this so you can be looking at it. Oh my goodness. Okay, let's put this together. So I popped this up with dimensionals. I'm gonna use quite a few because I've learned that I don't like it sagging in the middle. And dimensionals are inexpensive. So fill it full of dimensionals. I see my gals in class just put lots of dimensionals and it makes me think, yes, I should do the same thing. It's only dimensionals. So use them. And then I also found the outside, the outer perimeter of the dimensional in the garbage last night, like in my little baby garbages that are sitting where people sit. I took it out and I'm going to be using that up. Waste not, want not want. Is that what it was? Waste not, want not. So that's going to go here. Now don't glue this yet though, guys. There's a process. Okay, we're going to glue our inside in. We have to make sure we put our ribbon on that side. Barb loves the Mary Merlot as well. Yeah, so Mary Merlot can be found in the neutrals section of the Stampin' Up! Color families. So neutrals, they added Mary Merlot, Mossy Meadow, and Night of Navy to the neutral section about 3 years ago. And those 3 colors can go with almost everything. Okay, so let's glue our tree down because this tree is gonna go down here. And then our ribbon goes over the top of it. So let's go ahead and get this with a little bit of glue back here. Come on, little guy. Okay, so we're not gonna do a lot, just finding a couple little branches. This one would work good with so we sell the sticker adhesive sheets. That you could do that with these trees and make them into stickers, but I'm just putting, you guys are hardly putting any on there because this top piece is gonna actually help go over the top. And I have it hanging right to the left edge here. It's just hitting the top. And just make sure you get it on here straight. I mean, trees grow crooked all the time. So if your tree is going crooked, it just drank too much the night before. Or it got caught in the wind, either one, right? So the wind, oh my gosh, you guys, when we were in Hawaii, there were so many trees that were bent like that. They were growing sideways because it's so windy there. Thanks, Mary. This one is one of my favorites, but I think this one is my favorite. But the next card, you guys, is Tyler's favorite, and I can't wait to show it to you. Okay, we're gonna do the same thing on this piece that we did with the last one. So we're gonna cut a couple little sections of dimensionals, find some little bit bigger areas right in the middle, like this, and we're gonna pop it up slightly in the middle, and then we're gonna be gluing the edges so that it has a little bit of depth. And we're gonna do right there. Okay, so I've got 4 little chunks, and we're gonna put liquid glue around the edge. So you guys notice what I'm doing is I'm taking off the paper of the dimensionals before I put the liquid glue on, because otherwise once you get the liquid glue on, it's gonna be too hard to peel off those backs of those dimensionals. And I'm trying to get some of these outer ones so that the outer edge will lay flat like that. Just kind of tracing it just like that. Okay, that's enough. Find a spot where there's no glue, and then when you set this down, kind of center it. So a fall tree like this is going to be spotty with its leaves, so you're going to see the branches of the tree come through. Arla's, like, the dies, like you said that you didn't get the stamp set for this, but you did. I mean, consider the dies. You guys, I don't know how many times I can tell you that sometimes if you just get the dies, like, you don't even need the stamp set. We collect so many stamp sets, and it's so much fun. I don't know what happened with this set of cards, but I had so much fun with the dies that I hardly used the stamp. I mean, I used almost all the stamps. By the time that this class is done, I'll have used almost all the stamps, but you could get by with just having these dies. You could get by with this class without having these stamps by a long shot. So to put this little bit of art floral ribbon on, I'm using my tear and tape. So what we're doing is we're gonna prep it so that it's gonna stick where I put the tear and tape. It's gonna go right about there, okay? So you can peel that off. I never put tear and tape on my ribbon. I just don't like the feel of tape on ribbon. So I'd rather put the tape down on my card base, and then I can set the ribbon where I want it. So otherwise, when you try to put tape on this, it makes your ribbon go weird on you. So I'm gonna have it hang over where the tape is because I need to trim the end of it. So that's gonna go right about here. And then I put that on the back side here so it has something to loop. So it's looped around the left side, but it's cut on the right side. And then I can trim off that extra little bit and you're gonna make your little sandwich here. This time pick off the wax paper. Hi Lisa Nealon, hi Barb Calvin. There's Mary Jean Keepert. You guys are all kind of rolling in. Nice to see you guys. Arliss, isn't that normally how it goes? You just don't think you need any of it, right? I get it. Before I trim my end here, I am gonna get this glued down onto the Mary Merlot piece so that I don't have to risk fraying my end of my ribbon after I have this down. So this just kind of sits right in the picture. I call it the picture frame. It's like a painting on your wall is what this is, okay? Then the thinking of you, I think what I did is the exact same thing. I created a track for on the top. We're gonna do it, how long is this? Right about here. We're gonna create a track along the top because that ribbon is there. And that's gonna sit, would have looked better down there. Maybe it would have looked better down there. Let's see if this will come right off. Hang on. Oh, no, not really. So after I thought about it, I'm like, oh, maybe that'll look better over here. But we're gonna set it up for there. Grab your glue dots. You can put a couple of those, kind of like we did on the second, or the last card. We're gonna put glue dot to catch, so that ribbon has a little bit of height. It's not as tall as the dimensionals, but if you put the dimensionals over the top of the ribbon, it'll even be like more lopsided. So we're just gonna go like this. You guys, it's your cards. Whenever you're making cards at home, you can put stuff wherever you want. I will not care. Make it how you want to see it. And now at the very end, I'm gonna trim this so I can see. I waited till the end because I knew I wanted to put my label. Then I knew I wasn't gonna cut that ribbon too short or leave it too long. Okay. We're not done. We have to do our pterodactyl yet. So the pterodactyl, I like butterflies to have their wings going like this. So what I'll do is I'll bend the wings in half and I'll put glue just in the body like that. And that's how I will attach my butterfly so that it looks like it's like that. Oh, hi Elaine Rebeck. Elaine, your swap cards are sitting on the counter in the mud room for you whenever you want to come grab them. And then Stella. You guys, this is like, my Stella is juicy. Hang on. I had, oh, let's just go on here. So I would recommend Stella-ing this outer edge. And I waited till the card was put together to do this because otherwise you might do too much. But if you Stella this outer perimeter of the scalloped contour, it really adds a little bit of pizzazz to your card. So just go around and Stella. You can't Stella the butterfly. Stella really won't stick to gold foil, and that's what the butterfly is. The butterfly is gold foil. So just go all the way around with your Stella pen. Got a little bit of glitter. My Stella pen is not surviving so well. I think I need to get a new one. So the rubbing alcohol is running out. So all right, you guys, this is my favorite one out of all four. If you had some gold little gems, you could add that to it. I just thought with the gold butterfly and the gold art floral, I didn't add embellishments. You guys, I usually add embellishments and ribbon to every single card. That's just my style. I make it, when I started stamping with Gina 4 years ago, we made a pact. We're always gonna try to use ribbon on cards because there's so much pretty ribbon. So this one has pretty ribbon and it has gold foil. If you had little gold like glitter enamel dots, that would be pretty too. Brenda, this right here is called the Scallop Contours dies. Thanks, Debbie. The Scallop Contours dies are part of a bundle, and the bundle is called oh, right there, look at that, you guys. The bundle is called Color and Contour on page 158 of the annual catalog. It's this largest one right here. And it has stamps that match it. We just used it for the monthly class. Oh, whoa, here. We just used that bundle for this class. We did this last week. This was one of the other scallops. It has a stitching right around the edge here and then the scallop. So this is the next size down, I believe. So I love it. they took away the stitch nested dies from me, but they gave me the scallop contours dies, and they are now in my top 5 of active dies. So, okay, you guys, we got 3 done. Woohoo! Okay, we're gonna make Tyler's card next. So, you guys, it was the Wednesday before we left for the Hawaii trip. So you gotta think back. I left on May 15th, so that was a Saturday. It was the Wednesday before. It was the last card I needed to design before we left, so that I had all my ducks in a row before we left. And I snuck upstairs to my stamping room, and Tyler came and found me up there. I was a little bit ashamed that I snuck upstairs to go stamp, because it was supposed to be like, we didn't have date night Tuesday, but we did it Wednesday instead, and I went upstairs to try to finish this card. I was like, I have to get it done. I have to get it done. Instead of him coming up and saying goodnight and letting me be, he stayed up there with me, and he helped me design this beautiful card. A lot of the elements of this are him. This card would have been completely different had he not helped me. Now, it would have been white and blue because it's my winter card. But, oh, you're very welcome, Brenda. But he is the reason this is back here. He's the reason the tree is the way it is, and these little snow hills here. The only thing that he was not happy with me about is that I added rhinestones to it. He said it didn't need rhinestones. So I'm like, dear, it's okay. Girls want to put rhinestones on their cards, let them do it. So, all right, you guys. So let's talk about this. This is, so this card is your winter card. You don't have a tree like this. I'm not using any of these stamps at all. We're going to pull in actually some of the other stamps from this set, like this tree right here. We're going to pull in the other tree, like there's a innie and an outie. I guess like there's a detail and a less detailed. We're done with these, and we're going to pull in hello because we haven't used hello yet. And the colors that we're using for this one now are different too. Pulling in smoky slate. Yeah, and Tyler did a good job. I was very impressed. I'm like, yeah, my man can stamp. So in this card, I will tell you a little disclaimer too. When I originally used this ink here, I used Evening Evergreen. Now my Evening Evergreen has gotten super dark. For some reason, it's getting darker over time. And so in class last night, we used, I used Shaded Spruce. Shaded Spruce is gonna look really pretty. So you guys, if you don't have Evening Evergreen, which is one of the newest ink colors, you can use Shaded Spruce if you have Shaded Spruce. And I'm gonna use that tonight actually. And we're also using Night of Navy in this card. So your white base is a thick white card base. It's the hamburger style, 11 by 4 1/4. So Marsha, you said you used the wrong emoji. I can't even see what wrong emoji you used. So no worries. No worries at all. So take your edge and your bone folder and burnish it. Now, whenever you have the hot dog style, you always want to burnish or score your card base so that you don't get the lines in it. Okay, so let's talk about what you guys have. Each of you guys, you'll have a piece like this and a white piece. Yours isn't stamped. I already, by the magic of TV, stamped mine. So you're going to have a white piece big enough to stamp this, and then you're going to have the die cut. So you're going to have these two that they're the same purpose. You have a weird looking thing like this. So this is the same die cut from this card, except for you didn't need the whole top of it. So I wasn't going to have Anna worry about die cutting all of that. She used just little scraps of paper, and this is what's going to go behind your tree. You have some mats here. Your basic white is the mat for, so there's a Night of Navy mat, and then your designer paper. Now this sheet of designer paper, all different darknesses and lightnesses of the navy too. So some have lighter and some have darker and some have the middle. So this piece of paper starts out dark, dark, and then it gets light, light at the top, and it's all this pine tree looking action here, like with all these little circles. So everybody's gonna have a little bit different of a card because of that background. And then this is gonna get put onto here. And then you have this piece, it's about 4 1/4 by maybe 1 1/2, and it's actually 1 3/4. And this is embossed with the bark embossing folder going up and down. Now here's your trick, guys. One of the first things, oh man. The first thing I want you to do is look to see if your navy piece is too long or too short. So paper is 4 1/4 and 4 1/4, right? Makes 8 1/2. And depending on where you cut that 4 1/4, you might have it be a hair long or a hair short. So the first thing I want you guys to do is hold your piece of Night of Navy up to your white base and see if you need to trim this off, or is it too short? If it's too short, you can take and smooth this out a little bit and you will gain some distance to make it reach to the end. The ultimate goal is for you to have your piece of navy. I was not gonna go and test every single one of them. I figured we could do that together as a group. So when you figure out where it needs to go, flip it over and you're gonna grab your paper scissors and you're just gonna use the edge as a guide and trim off the extra. You wanna do this now because we have ribbon that needs to go underneath that. Okay, so now that you have that figured out, don't go glue happy yet. So just get that set so that it looks exactly the same on each side. Let's do some stamping. So we need our piercing mat. Now, I mentioned about this, using evening, I'm like, where's my ink pad? Okay, we're gonna use Shaded Spruce and I'm gonna show you how close they look. So these two stamps, this one's more solid and then this one is more detailed. I did them both at first strength. So that's gonna go on here. Make sure you press down really good. They're photopolymer stamps on the piercing mat. Just make sure you get good even pressure all over the place. So that's gonna go there. And then ink that up. And this will just kind of go somewhere over the top of it. I just gave it a little extra texture. So you can see the green actually looks a little bit more vibrant and more lively. So just to show you, Shaded Spruce is pretty. So, but by the magic of TV, I'm gonna use that one because I have that one done already. Okay, that's all you need. Oh, nope, I lied. Your inside. As long as you have this open and you've got your stamps ready with the green, I stamped one of these trees on the inside bottom here. Just to add a tree to the inside to match. Now, if you don't like that look, completely skip it. You don't have to do it. Put something else in the bottom, whatever you want. So now though, we need to use these stamps. Well, just the other green one, not this one. So let's just clean this. Get some of that greeny off of here. We need this stamp right here to do our outline. Now this was what was Tyler's idea. We had this card and it was too white. It was too much white going all the way around. So he suggested, well, why can't you take this stamp and make the snowstorm look back there? So take your Night of Navy ink. You're gonna ink it up. You're gonna stamp off and you're gonna do second, third. So don't go too far down here because you don't wanna go that far, but somewhere around here, you're gonna do first or second, third. Ink up, stamp off. Okay, so you're stamping off. Now my ink, this card has been made 30 times, I think, now using that. So my ink pad might be getting a little bit lighter. So first strength might not be the worst. And your ink pad just depends on where it's at. But I am stamping off. And that's what I did to create that background. Well, it was Tyler's idea. You don't have to worry about the inside so much. And if you're worried or wondering if you've got it good, take this piece and set it down on your card and you'll see if you have it good. And if you do, then you're done. So I literally just went around the outside with it and skipped that. Don't even bother using the ink. So that's it for navy. And now we have smoky slate. Smoky slate, he said put one there and he said put one. He instructed me where to stamp these guys. I know it's hard to believe, but you know, and then you guys, I gotta show you this. In class last night, I took pictures of everybody. Look at this. I can't wait to show these to Tyler. So we had class last night and everybody, oh, let's go. Everybody held up their tree card. And Lisa was holding it upside down and putting her face behind it, but look at this. They are all made their tree cards. Isn't that a great picture? So now I can show that to Tyler because he was so proud of this card. Okay, side note, hi Ruth. Okay, so what we're gonna do is you stamp off. So you see how dark that is? That's too dark. So we're gonna stamp second, stamp off. We're gonna put one over there, stamp off. You're just building a little scenery of these snowdrifts. Now, that's second strength. If you do a third strength, it's there. It's a little light, but it's there. So I think I'm actually gonna do another one at second right there. So you could do, oh, I'm gonna do another one too. So stamp off, and put one right there. It's, you guys create it however you want it. It's whatever you envision. I'm gonna do one more right there. So, because what's gonna eventually happen is this is gonna go right there, and it just makes it look like snow hills. Dirty snow hills. Hi, Wanda from upstate New York. Thanks for joining. Okay, the other thing we want to do is stamp our sentiment down here. Now, in class, I'd say half and half did a sentiment and some didn't. So I think the hello looks nice off to the side. You guys got to be very careful, though. You get one shot in the dark here just to make it right. So your hello, and then if you're a more centery kind of person, you could put it right in the middle. I liked it off to the right a little. You could put it off to the left a little, but you got to get it right on the first try here, because this really didn't matter. The tree didn't matter, but now you want your words nice and nice and straight. Okay. Photopolymer can make it happen though. Hello. Okay. So now I believe we have all of the stamping done, and we can do assembly. So let's get this done so that we don't forget about our string. So the string is part of the twine. So it's baker's twine. It comes in a 4-pack. It has crumb cake, which we used on the last card. It has gray granite. It has basic white, and it has vanilla. There's 4 rolls. I believe you get 10 yards of the crumb cake and 10 yards of the white and 5 yards of the other. So you're going to take your white and then fold it in half. You're going to take your 2 tails and stick them to the back of that one side. And then you should be able just to grab the other side and catch that tear and tape on that side. Like that. And then you can kind of wiggle them to where you want them. If you want more gap or if you want them to right close together, completely up to you. But once you have that done, I'm going to take that little bit of extra, cut it off, and put a little more tear and tape over the top of this, kind of getting it close to the edge so that it creates a bond, and then following up with a little bit more, whoa, that got thick, a little bit more liquid glue here. Yes, Jeannie, I thought that baker's twine was a good deal too. It's just nice to have a little accent on a card. So this is gonna go, now that you have the blue trimmed down to where it needs to go, figure out where this one needs to go. I'm gonna move it up a hair. So let's see here. That'll be good. So somewhere around here, the navy piece gets adhered. Now I did not choose to put the baker's twine wrapped all the way around because I didn't want to see any thread here. And you saved a bunch of thread by not having it wrap all the way around it. So you accomplished the look of having the twine there. Twine, thread, ribbon, it's white. Okay, so now what we have here, this piece of white, oh look, I used some scrap paper here. You put a little bit of liquid glue there, and that gets mounted onto the navy mat. Now the navy I have popped up. You guys, I want to get rid of this sheets of dimensionals so bad. Let's make it happen. Look at this. It's so close. I think we can do it. We're just going to use this up here. We're going to use this one here. Oh yeah, I think I got it now. This one can go there, and there, and there, and there. And now we have an empty sheet. Yay! Oh, the little things that make me happy. Throwing away a piece of a finished dimensional sheet. Okay, so now this goes onto our piece of designer paper. Now you guys, this was, I told Tyler, this piece had to be 3 by 4 because Oh, look at that side. That's really pretty too. It needed to be 3 by 4 so I could maximize getting a good number out of a 12 by 12 sheet of paper. So 3 by 4 gave you just a little border of it, just a little taste of what it looked like without using a lot. And then now this, you have a choice. You can either pop this up and make it more Popalicious, or you can glue it flat. I think I popped mine up actually, so let's go for that. And now on to the next sheet of dimensionals to use. Oh, just when you got one used up, then you have another one to work at, right? Okay, so this one, we're gonna put that many. These are paper pumpkin dimensional sheets, guys. I don't know if you noticed that. Okay, so if you like your cards a little bit flatter, definitely do not be popping these up. Just put some liquid glue on and call it flat and good. Okay, so this is gonna go, I'm centering it left to right, and you know what? I'm making my margin on the top the same as the right and the left for the most part. Or not, I'm gonna move it down a little bit. So there was too much white on the bottom, so get it where you wanna see it and then just squish it down good. Okay, that. Now our tree, so this little guy here, you can put a little liquid glue on the back of this. Sandy says I'm funny. As long as I make you guys laugh a little bit, that's good. Okay, that's there, and now some more dimensionals. And let's put this on right there. 3 look good to me. Now, in your kit, you guys, I hope you found it. You should add 3 rhinestones. There's gonna be a big one and then 2 smaller ones. So this guy goes here. Something like that. Whoa, it moved on me. Okay, we're gonna get it right there. Okay, then your rhinestones, you guys. Does this happen to you where you end up with a whole massive plethora of big ones? The dimensionals for paper pumpkin are pretty much the same as the paper pumpkin. So the paper pumpkin dimensionals are, I think, the same dimensionals that, like, if you buy them directly from Stampin' Up. The glue dots are not, though. That's what's so crazy, is the glue dots, because they can't give everybody a roll of little baby glue dots like this. So the glue dots are different. So you guys will have, let's see, there's a random one stuck to the inside here. Let's get him off of there. So I took him out of there and he lost all of his glue. So what if that happens to you at home, just get yourself a glue dot and put that on the back, and you should be back in business. And he's gonna go there. Oh, get underneath there. Okay, so you guys, I end up with a lot of the big ones left over. I really do. So you have 2 smaller ones in your kit then. So let's grab this end. So there's gonna be 1 over there. I didn't think the rhinestones ruined this card like Tyler did. I thought that it added to it. What do you guys think? Do you like it with the rhinestones? Or do you like it without rhinestones? I guess it depends on who you think you're gonna give it to. So, oh man, and I have the world problems here. Get in there. Okay, so I don't think we forgot anything. What do you think of Tyler's card? Are you happy? Do you like that he helped me design a card? I think he did pretty good. Give me some love or something so I can tell him that you guys liked it. So, you know, and then on the inside, you could have made it into a birthday card. You could have made this one into a thank you card. I mean, all of these cards, let's pull them all back here really quick. How do I store it? So for class, like what I do is I store my dimensionals like this, Brenda. They're actually in a Tupperware or a Rubbermaid container, and I store them like this. That's how I have them stored. And it's kind of like that by my desk upstairs too. Oh, you guys, so many hearts. I love it. I love it. Okay, let's look at these again really quick. Oh my gosh, I just noticed that they're all vertical cards. So they all go up and down. I think I told you guys that my favorite is this one, but in class, you're very welcome, Debbie. I'm so happy to share these cards with you guys. Yeah, Tyler did a great job. In class, oddly enough, there was more people that voted for this card as their favorite than any of mine. So that goes to show you I should have Tyler stamping with me more often. Yeah, he does a good job. It's your favorite too, Sandy. Awesome. You guys really like Tyler's card. Yeah. I don't know what I had in. Yes, Tyler should design cards for a class. He should. I don't know what I had in my head for this card before I started. I knew, like I think I mentioned I knew it was going to be white and navy. Like that I had, and I knew I needed to use this stamp. And he came up just as I was laying out stuff, and then like the rest of it kind of came from him. So Debbie said the third one is her favorite, so this is my favorite too. I don't know, I love something about the gold in the art floral ribbon and the gold in the butterfly. And then you guys, when you see the Stella around the edge, it kind of all pulls that together. So I had a lot of fun with these cards. It was a challenge. Like my goal is always to use as many of the stamps as possible. And I think out of the stamps that I personally didn't use some of these sentiments, these two down here, or the I believe in you. Oh, I also didn't use those little splotchy things, but I used the bulk and the meat of potatoes of them all. I used all the tree cards, like the trees here and this. Those are the meat and potatoes. And of the dies, guys, I used all of the dies except for this one, because for the two cards, it looked better having the rectangles on there than having that short stocky one. That one would have fit. Now, if you would have used that, that would have fit this one, and the I believe in you would have fit in there nicely. So yes, you guys are all liking Tyler's card. I'm going to tell him that you guys liked his card and that he needs to design with me more often, right? so the sweet bundle was a lot of fun to work with. The paper, the designer series paper made it so much fun too. That's the other thing. When it comes to designer series paper, when I design for a class, I try to incorporate as many of the papers. So I use that one, that one, that one, that one, that one, and that one. So I used all 6 of them and one side of each one. And like some of them even got doubled, I think. Maybe that one got doubled. So yeah. So that was our Beauty of the Earth class. I'm so sad. I am sad because it's done already. You guys, Tyler gave me crap the other night because I told him that we were making these cards this week. And he said, what? You're first making those now? You worked on them he's like, those are so old news. I'm like, no, they aren't. Like, you have to design them that far in advance so that you guys can see them and see if you want to sign up. And then, you know the drill, you guys. It takes a little bit. So, okay. So these 4 cards will be the prize. So next week is the swap card showcase. So next week I will have these 4 cards to give away to 4 lucky people who it's basically based off of comments, you guys. If you're ever wondering, if you're new, how you can get in on winning a card from me from class, it's based off of the people who I can see comment. And that's how I can see the names. Otherwise, if you just like it, sometimes there's privacy settings and I don't always see who, so it's based off of commenting. So even if you pop on and just say, hi, that's all I need to know to get your name on the list. So, okay. So let's do some prizes, guys. We have a bunch of stuff to go over. I hope that you guys have a few more minutes. It's only 22, so we're good on time. It's not like we're at like 3 hours like we were one time recently. It's like come up for air, right? Okay, so let's see here. I got a dimensional storm going on. Couple things. Let's make sure I have my, hi Jewel. Couple things. We have the monthly cards from last week to give out. I have top fans. I'm just making I'm trying to make sure I don't forget anything. Let me grab my pen. And then we're going to do random number generator for people. As a reminder to mystery card, you guys have until Friday night, which is tomorrow at midnight. Like I had to think, did you see me looking up in the air for an answer? Tomorrow is Friday. Woohoo! You have till midnight tomorrow night. Or I told Kelly that if anybody submits after midnight and up until when she pulls the names, they can still be included. And it's basically when I think I'm going to be ready to do a video, and it's not going to be before Friday night at midnight. So it could be Saturday, it could be Sunday. Just know that when she pulls them anytime after midnight on Friday, if whoever puts a card in for the showing, then they get their name in for a prize, potentially to win a prize. Hi, Sheila. There's Cindy. Okay. So, missed the whole class, but we'll watch the replay. Yes, Bobby, just catch the replay. You're good. Okay. I need a drink of water before we do this, and then we will go through all of these. I don't know which one we should do first. What should we do first? we're going to do the monthly cards. So we're going to do those first. So I'm going to put the camera down and we can do a drum roll. And Kay says the fall's her favorite and Barb says she loves all of them. Awesome. Okay, drum roll. Okay, so this is from the monthly class last week. We used the color and contour bundle on this card. And winner chicken dinner is Vicky Tillett. You are the lucky winner of this card that we did last week. All right, drum roll. Winner chicken dinner is Kathy King. Girlfriend, I don't know if you're watching, but your name was drawn for that one. And last but not least, for the monthly class last week is Marilyn Dillon, Dillon. So Marilyn and Vicky, if you're watching, I do not have your addresses. To have me send these to you, I need to know where to send them. Kathy King, girlfriend, I have your address. So these were for the monthly class from last week. Okay, let's announce here. I've got a list here. So okay, so you guys, I announced this last week, but just as a reminder, Dar won the half off bundle for this class. So if you're part of my VIP group, and to be part of my VIP group is by being on my team or having purchased product from me over the last 6 months to a year, you can be invited into my VIP group. And every month I do a drawing for a half off bundle that I'm featuring. So this was Beauty of the Earth, and Dar won it, and she got the class as well. This time I put the class in for free as well because I had extra kits. So congratulations to Dar. I hope you enjoyed the class. For the monthly creative challenge, the winner was Stacy Barnes. Okay, so every month I do a monthly creative challenge. There's a little bit of a guideline. But what Kelly and I used to do is we tried to base it off of stuff, and then that got to be complicated. So anybody who submits and follows the rules for submitting gets their name in, and then we do a drawing. And so Stacy, you were the winner of that. You get something out of my stash of prizes. For the class card challenge. Now the class card challenges, you guys, my mom and I spend a lot of time along with Anna and Pat and anybody else that helps prep kits. And the last thing we want is to envision your kits not being put together, sitting on a floor somewhere in the envelopes. Okay? So I try to incentivize you guys to put my cards together. So it's called the Class Card Challenge, and you have last month's cards and this month's cards to be able to submit. So the drawing for the month of June was based off of May and June classes. Now it starts over in July, and you have June now and July cards that you can submit up through July 31st. So the winner of the class card challenge was Angela Knutson. Woohoo, Angela! So same thing. We put everybody's names in, and she submitted a bunch. So it's based off of the classes that you guys get done. So every class that you get done, share those pictures. We want to see how you change them up too, because you don't always have the stamps that I have, and it's always amazing for me, I think, for other people to see how you can think outside the stamping box and use other things than what I'm using and still make a beautiful card. Okay, so that was Angela. And then Debbie Schultz, you were the newsletter winner for the month of June. So you guys, every month I publish a newsletter with a secret hidden something in there that asks a question. And the question was about your favorite place to vacation. And Debbie's favorite place to vacation is Disney. And so I remembered that. I looked at the list I'm like, oh yeah, I want to tell people Debbie picked Disney. That was her favorite. So Debbie, what you win for me for the newsletter, I've been doing this newsletter drawing probably for 3 years or 2 years now. I can't remember, but what it is, it's a $10 product credit. It's for a future purchase. So it's always been that when you go to place an order, you get $10 off. And since you're not local to me, we'll figure it out. But normally what happens is you would place an order using the host code, and then I reimburse you $10. That's the easiest way to do it. So, but yes, you can reach out to me and we can figure out what is easiest for you. But it's $10 worth of Stampin' Up! Product. So that's for the newsletter. Okay. Dar, Angela, and Debbie. So congratulations to all you lovely ladies. Okay, yeah, you're very welcome, Stacy and Angela. Yippee, woohoo. Okay, so I also am going to do a drawing for tonight's class. I mentioned maybe 3 weeks ago that I have to clean house a little bit, and I need to release some of the Stampin' Up! Hounds out of the house, and goodies, like release the hounds. It was a joke. So I got stuff, and so what I was going to do was there were 21 people who placed orders to get this class for free. So I'm going to do a random number generator, and of those 21 people, I'm going to pick 2 numbers. Those 2 numbers will win prizes from me. I haven't picked out the prizes, you guys. I fly by the seat of my pants. I'm happy I got the list ready. So when I'll go like shopping in my prize area, and then that's how we'll get some prizes. So there were 21 people who placed orders. And so what I'm going to do is flip the phone down, and we'll get to a random number generator on the internet. Oh, let's make sure I have the internet up good. I didn't have any problems with the internet tonight, you guys. I've got the Hive, yes. So the last few times we've had live, I've had issues. So we didn't have any problems tonight. So 21 people placed orders tonight. Not tonight, tonight, last night, and Saturday. So there's 3 classes out of 21 people. Number 13 is Amy. I don't know if you're still watching, Amy, but you are a winner for class tonight. I'm stuck. Okay, so congratulations, Amy. Number 6, Brenda Wood. Brenda Wood, you are a winner as well. Woohoo, congratulations. Okay, so how this prize works is it gets mailed in your next class package. So the next time you sign up for a class and you take a class with me, then your prize gets mailed in that. I don't ship them out separately. So my deal is I have prizes to give away, but they get added into your next class. So congratulations to Brenda and Amy. I know you guys will have classes in July coming up. So that is awesome. Okay, so that's 2 more people that got prizes. So the next thing we're gonna do is the top fans. So you wonder how you get to be a top fan. So Facebook is always kind of crazy, but I have on my Facebook page that I turned on the top fan badge. And by liking, commenting, sharing, by supporting me on Facebook, Facebook denotes people who are very actively engaged in my Facebook page, and like they recognize those people, and then they will assign top fan badges to you. So last night at midnight, I waited until midnight. At midnight, I went in and I saw all the people who were top fans. There are 71 people who are top fans. And so that is amazing. Thank you to all of you who love and support me on Facebook. When you share me, like when you like, comment, and share, and you share me with your friends, then the great community of stamping keeps growing. And that's awesome. So what I do, oh, you're very welcome, Brenda. What I do is I do a drawing, a random drawing, and I'm going to put it in the phone, and we're going to see out of 71 people, I'm going to pick 4 this month. So I normally do 1 for every 20-ish. So there's 71. So we'll do 4, and we'll see who wins. Okay, so we're going to flip. Oh, yeah, I got you. I was like, I didn't think I had it right, but we had it right. So let me flip back down. Okay, so out of 71, I'm going to put this down. We're going to hit generate. Number 64. Bonnie Brown, you are a lucky winner. Lucky, lucky winner. Okay, the other deal I have is when I'm doing prizes, if you win multiple times, then you get the first prize or 1, and I share the love with more people, just so you know that. So if I'm doing this random number generating and you've already been announced for a prize tonight, not necessarily a card, but the prize, then you go buy a lottery ticket. But we've only had that happen a couple times where we've had duplicates, but we're gonna keep going here. Okay, I'm gonna hit generate. Number 42, Trinket, woohoo! Trinket Troy, you are a winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Okay, and then number 63, Julie Bierschbach, woohoo! You are the 3rd one, and let's see who's number 4. Number 10, Jeannie Parker. Yeah, Jeannie, you are number 4. Congratulations to all you top fans. Now, doesn't mean that if you didn't win a prize, you aren't appreciated by me. I love and appreciate all you guys for helping and supporting me. So another thing that I started to do when I started to give away extra prizes to people who purchase from me, my customers, well, I didn't want to leave my team out. And thank you to, I have to give a little love and appreciation to Linda Hodge, who came up with an idea, and that's what we're rolling with here. So, so I don't leave out my team members who support their own hobby themselves and purchase from themselves. I want to hand out some prizes to them. So on a bi-monthly basis, so the first half of the month and the second half of the month, we're going to do team challenges. The first team challenge was for the last half of June, and all my team members had to do, my lovely bees had to go onto the post, and they had to tell us who they were, where they're from, and what they like about stamping, and post a picture. Okay, you guys, not everybody likes to post a picture of themselves. So that kind of weeded out some people that didn't want to do that. So I'm very happy there were 16 people that didn't mind taking, and I'm sure they minded taking a picture, but they stepped outside their comfort zone and posted pictures and what they liked about stamping, and it's a way for us to get to know each other on the team. So I didn't want to leave out my bees. So I'm doing for 16 people, I was going to give away 2 prizes to my lovely bees, and I wanted to do that live tonight as well, in case any of these gals are watching. The next team challenge that just got posted today is they have to do a thank you card. And so it's a creative challenge, and they have to make a card and share a picture of the card by the 14th of July. And then we're going to do that drawing the first live after its deadline. So woohoo! Okay, so let's go back down here, and we're going to put in number 16 for the number of people. I looked at this at midnight too to make sure I captured everybody. Number 5 is Lisa Piper. Woohoo! Congratulations to Lisa. She's the first winner. And then number 11 is Danny Olson. Congratulations, Danny. Yay. So both of these lovely ladies will be getting prizes from the prize vault. I should call it my vault instead of my stash, right? So, wow. Okay. So that was a lot. Did we miss anything? Let's look at my little note here. Monthly beauty top band. Okay, so I have all my notes. Now what I'll do is I'll go through there and I'll start picking out. I have embellishments, I have ribbon, I have some DSP, like I've got like consumable stuff. What happens is sometimes I overbuy. Don't tell anybody that like that happens, but that happens. And I don't, I just end up with extra stuff because I don't know how much I necessarily will need for a class or not. So I thought, well, I might as well start giving that away. And you guys, when that happens over the course of 5 years, 6 years, 4 years, you end up with stuff. So my deal is that I'm giving away retired product for prizes. It's not brand new in the new annual catalog or the new mini catalog, but there's still prizes at least. And you guys don't necessarily care what you're crafting with, right? You just want something fun and exciting and something new. And so this might be new for you. So you know what, Deanne, you asked about the Paper Pumpkin subscribers, and I did not have time to pull that one out of my butt. So I have that as a side note that I figured I would do the Paper Pumpkin subscribers. So for those people that subscribe to Paper Pumpkins with me in June, I was going to do a drawing for that class, and I didn't think of it on Monday when I did the class. So my plan for that, Deanne, and anybody who is, that I was going to do that when I do my video showcasing the July and August cards and do the mystery night drawing, I would do the Paper Pumpkin people on that same time. So, thanks, Angela. What am I going to do with all this stuff, right? I mean, I have so much stuff, and you guys probably think the same thing too, that you got a lot of stuff and we don't need more stuff, but it's always fun to get new stuff. So, Jean, the DSP sale, I mentioned that early on in the video, and I think it might be right before you logged on or checked in. The DSP sale, just to remind people, it starts today. It goes through August 2nd. You can find all the details in my newsletter. I will be posting about it. I will be inundating you probably with it. There's select paper, maybe 8 or 9 packs of different designer paper that are valued at $11.50. So they're not the specialty ones, and they're 15% off this month, and I think through August 2nd. So, oh, one more thing, you guys. The Summer Creative Escape is coming up. The RSVP date was by today, but I needed to get a good feel on how many people are participating so I could forecast on what I'm going to prepare. I have 16 people for Saturday, it's full. I have 16 people for Friday, that's full. But I had a waiting list for Sunday, and now I have 6 for Sunday. So I decided to go ahead with Sunday with the hopes that, I know if you're not local, this might not mean anything, but if you are local and you're looking for a fun day of stamping, making 8 cards with brand new product out of the holiday catalog, and a 3D project, creative presentations, and you want to come up for the day on Sunday, I have I'd love to have around 14 to 16 people. So I'm planning for 8 more for Sunday, and I'm planning for 8 more people to do the online version. So if you guys like my online classes and you like my card style, you're a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator or discount shopper, you gotta be active. You're welcome to attend this because it's all with brand new product from the holiday catalog to promote that, to get people excited about it, and it's to help those people that are doing classes. And so I'm planning for 16 more. So that's what I have. I'm planning for 60. I think I have 44 signed up right now between online Friday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. So just know that it's gonna come to a point where I won't have any spots left. And so if you're on the fence about it, like, please reach out to me right away. You guys, I'm gonna start design. I could order product from the catalog today. And I got up early and tried to get it done before work. And so I can order products. So starting next week, I'm gonna start designing those cards. As I start designing those cards, I'm gonna start sharing those cards, and you guys are gonna be like, oh my God, I love them. I hope anyways. And so I'm hoping that I'm planning for 16 extra. So I have 16 open spots at this point, and we'll go from there. So Jennifer can't wait to get the paper. Yes. Oh, there's so much pretty paper. Always pretty paper. You guys, I think I'm turning into more of a paper lover than a stamp lover. I think I like paper more than stamps. Is that possible? Yes, I think that's possible. So it's like when I get a new pack of paper, I gotta slice it open and like touch it, feel it, smell it. Be like, oh, it's so pretty. So, you guys want to see the next bundle class? Okay, I'm going to share this with you right away. I know there's like maybe 30 people still watching yet, but we just finished the bundle suite class. I'm going to show you what the bundle suite class is for next month. And then I have August done, hot off the press. So you guys, let me show you these. These are the monthly card or the bundle cards for next month. It features the tidings and trimming. Donna, you need more info? Donna, please send me an email at chrismbertram@msn.com, and I will send you the link for the Summer Creative Escape. Linda, yes, I'm doing a paper share. I'm doing a paper share, a ribbon share, and an embellishment share. There is a sequin right there. That doesn't belong. Okay, so this is tidings and trimmings for next month, the end of July. I think July 22nd is when we do this one together via Facebook Live. Now, you guys, so this was my Christmas in July class. So last night I worked on these cards while I was waiting for the catalog to be able to order. I had a really hard time with this. So I'll get this bundle here. This is the suite class for August. It features Elegantly Said. Okay, so there's a punch that's the punch. And these are the stamps. It's kind of fancy. It's a little fancy looking. It was really hard for me to make these cards. I don't know what it was. It wasn't as easy as this one. It wasn't easy as that one, but I'll show you what I got, and you guys can tell me. I hope you like them. So they're more elegant-y and more prim and proper, fancy, I guess you could say. So that one, and then some has vanilla and some has the white. So there's the one. So this is paper and that's paper. That's a sentiment, and that's just a background stamp and a background stamp. This one uses, you guys were asking about the scallop contour. So that's the scallop contour on the back. It's got some DSP, the scallop contour again. So this suite has the cording in it, added some diamonds, and then that's the stamp that's in this set. And so true love stories last forever, and then it's a happy anniversary card. That sentiment's in there. This one's my favorite. I'm gonna show that to you last. This one, there's more, it's a lot of silver and gold. Here it's got the tag on the end, using some silver embossing powder and that glitter organdy ribbon. There's the macrame folder in the background here. So that's, I gotta find the inside for that. I don't think I stamped the inside for that one yet. I gotta figure that one out yet. This one's my favorite. This is in my top 5. Hi, Bonnie. This is my top 5 paper right here. This is my top favorite. These two right here, these are two of my favorite pieces of DSP in the annual catalog. So this one is from the Simply Elegant. It's got that copper in there. They're not orange, it's actually copper. This is what the tag looks like, and there's a little piece of vellum with a little flower behind there. Some of the gold cording with a little gilded gem. And then that background stamp is actually here. So really on this one, there's very limited stamping as well. It's a flower. Everybody's got flowers. You need some StazOn ink though. If you're gonna stamp on this vellum, you need some StazOn. And then on the inside, I've got, this is actually Cajun Craze. It's orangish to match the copper flowers out here. So this one's my favorite. There's that paper, makes me happy right there. So I don't know. I hope they're okay. It was really, really hard to pull these together. Oh, Jennifer says they're pretty. Okay, good. I'm glad. I was really worried that you guys I don't know. It was just, I tried to do all, so I've got a thank you for you, wishing you a birthday. And so I tried to use all 4 of the sentiments and making cards that fit all of them. So yeah, so this is going to be in August. So this is very elegant. That's the word for it. And I guess I'm not more, I like naturey Christmas. Like, I don't know. I'm not, it was hard. So Angela says they're beautiful. Thank you. So I hope that you like them. Oh, and Krista loves them all. Okay, good. So then they're all right. So this is August and then this is July. So, all right, sign Mary up. Okay, we can do that. Okay. Donna, just as a reminder too, I hope you saw my email address. You can always message me through Cards by Christine and I will respond to you as fast as I can. The gray cards, the stamps. Yeah, so Luann, when you look at all of that, all the cards from that set, you wouldn't need to own that stamp set to do these cards either. The punching is all done for you, the embossing is all done, the die cutting is all done, and you could interchange stamps that you have or even leave some of that background off and emboss them with something else. So yeah, they're very versatile, so you wouldn't have to buy that stamp set or even have the punch to do that class with me. So, because all your punching will be done. So, woohoo, okay. So you guys, when I figure out when I'm gonna go live, I won't be able to give you much notice, but when I have it in my head, like, oh, I think I'm gonna be live at X time, I'll try to put a post out there so you guys can know when it will be so that we can kind of plan for it. So, good. All right, Donna, I'll be watching for your email. Just know if anybody wants to sign up for the Summer Creative Escape and you want to participate in swaps, I need to give the swap count to everybody that's participating within the next 2 to 3 days. Registration was supposed to end today. I'm going to leave it open until I fill my last spots, but the swap counts need to be submitted to all the people participating in the swap so they can start to plan because the event's about a month and a week away. And so the only thing is if you sign up after today, well, I should say maybe after tomorrow, then you might not get on the swapping. So, okay. We got her done. And it's just 8 o'clock now. And I can see that the light is still on outside. That means that the sun is still shining slightly. So, all right, you guys. I will see you sometime over the weekend. Have a good, happy, healthy, safe 4th of July. Don't be doing anything with fireworks and your fingers too close to them, okay? Be safe. Don't let any of your kids or grandkids do anything stupid either. We want it to be safe, okay? So we'll see you sometime over the weekend. And otherwise, the next thing that's really coming up is Tuesday with Tip Tuesday. So I have lots of cards to make for the swaps. Yes, you do, Sandy, and so does Carissa. I think both of you signed up for all of them, and Carol Lee Crabb. Oh my goodness. 5 of them is a lot. So, all right, you guys, lots of sunshine and love and hugs to you. We'll see you later. Love you.